Hi, I'm Vahid Razavi with BizCloud. We're here at DataWeek with Ken Wincko, Vice President of Products at Dun & Bradstreet, and Ray Wang from Constellation Research. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time today. Greatly appreciate it.
Sure.
Wanted to know a little bit more about what Dun & Bradstreet is doing at the show, and more importantly, wanted to know about how enterprise customers are using new innovative ways that are using Dun & Bradstreet resources and tools.
Well, what's interesting is, and this is common across businesses today, based on a variety of different factors, businesses are looking for insight that gets delivered into action, which will deliver improved business performance. And so what we're here to do is to help them do that by deriving across systems the right context that they need, as Ray has talked about, in order to derive those right actions in order to drive better business decisions.
So how do you drive the right insight, Ray?
Well, this is where context plays a role, right? You want to make sure that the data relates back to what you're doing. So if you're in the HR world, it's workforce data, planning, talent, how people performed. If it's customer information, what's really important is understanding, where a business hierarchy comes into place, where different roles like tie back to people who have bought things. How do these products tie back to purchasing decisions and bringing that whole, the world of funnels are gone, right? But marketing and sales and service are all entry points you want to come in. And so you're just tagging those and going after them.
So one of the challenges that I see is that data expires. So the value of having real-time data and real-time intelligence, how does that play into it?
Well, what's really, really critical about this is if you want the right context, you got to be able to connect it across multiple systems. So if you're talking and engaging with a buyer, as Ray had referenced in marketing or sales organization, how do you get across all of those channels delivering the right message to the right person at the right time? That requires the right data and analytics in order to make that right contact and right communication.
Right, and when you look at a customer engagement map, right, you got to make sure that the channel is the one you want to work in, right? So you and I might pick up the phone, but 15-year-olds might not. They want a text message, right? And so that becomes important. You're starting to look at channels, you're looking at community segments that are there. Maybe you're more credible as a media person delivering that message. So credibility becomes important. And then you start looking at the content types that are being delivered. Then you're looking at how often you deliver, the cadence of delivery of that. And then you're also looking to figure out, what happens with the context. And that's where it gets relevant, right? And we're bringing all those things together. And that's why someone will even engage. Because customers may choose not even to engage with you if you're not relevant.
And being relevant to an organization, you have different roles within a company that the data has an impact on and that insight has an impact on. How do you decide who gets to access the information? What is the privacy rules, policies set aside for that?
Well, first, actually, there's two parts to that question, it sounds like. First of all, is around making this actionable insight consumable. So putting it in the hands of the right marketing person or the right customer service person or the salesperson so that they can have an intelligent conversation with a buyer, as an example. But the second piece is, obviously, there might not be, the best course of action might not be an action, right, Ray? Where you don't want to offer somebody, if you're invading their privacy, you don't want to have that conversation. So the best course of action is not an action in some cases. If it is, and you can provide value to them, then it is something that you want to engage in.
Yeah, and I think privacy is going to change. Those norms are changing along the way. I think someone talked about earlier on the panel how people are now okay looking up someone on LinkedIn saying, I've LinkedIn and researched you before we talk. That used to be creepy. But on the other hand, they're changing these norms. Zuckerberg is completely wrong about, privacy is dead. Privacy is what we're going to make of it. And I think people are starting to realize what that impact of that data is going to be. And the more you give people the ability to self-direct that data, the more relevant that's going to be and the more they're going to use their services because you've respected their privacy.
That makes sense. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. I greatly appreciate you guys taking a couple of minutes to talk to us, and we hope to see you at the next event.
Thank you.